Um, I'm having a great freaking day. Well, not really at all. It's not good what I have to deal with. Um, um, I have nowhere to do these videos, even though everyone can see me anyway. Everybody walking around here. So all they do is walk, 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 walk. It's too expensive to have a car here. Because it's not because of anything other than really the tickets that are fucking horrendous. Now, when I first came here, I was going back and forth because I have a situation in New Jersey that I still haven't been able to deal with until my court date for that, and that's coming up next month. So I have to still be here technically. Well, again, I can't really be in New Jersey because what happened with my mother, that I really don't trust being there long term because I can't. It's always been like that. Actually, I've always been kicked out like during what I might be doing for myself, and it's just basically what are you really expecting? The same thing's gonna happen. So I know that it and still I kept going back, right? But I didn't really have anywhere else to go. Anyway, but so since December, I think it was, yeah, December, when I got, well, I was unwanted there, obviously, and it was obvious, like, they cowards and narcissists are cowardly people, so they don't want to tell you straight out something, but they imply it, and it was constantly being implied. Excuse me. I wish I could edit this, but I can't. It was implied that, I wasn't wanted and I was spending too much time being there and whatever. Fine. Okay. Really because she wanted me out because her boyfriend was coming back. Or actually he moved away, like really far away, to like Arizona, I think. And he wanted to come by for like a last visit with his kids, but his kids are like not interested. They're adults now anyway. So he showed up during Christmas. I mean, this person, I don't even know, he was living in different states, but so I forgot what state he was in recently before he moved to Arizona, that he had to take a plane to get there. So I knew about it, and then my mother's just like, oh well, he's coming for Christmas, and I hope you don't mind, you don't have to leave or anything. And I'm like, the last time I saw him was like more than 10 years ago, because back then I had to go back and live with my mother because of my ex-husband and things that were going back and forth with him, that I had left him back in the day when I was with him. What was it, like more than 10 years ago, and she was still living with, I guess you could call him my stepfather or whatever you want to call him. And finally I went back to my ex because he wanted me back, and there was I didn't know who he was or what kind of person. Like, I didn't know anything about narcissism and stuff back then, so I went back to him because I still loved him or whatever. And he manipulated me to go back because he got a tattoo of my name on his neck, and I wasn't even with him. That's so stupid. Anyway, so then I ended up going back to him, and I had to go to Florida where he was at and live with him in Florida. It was fine for a while, but not really. And I had another kid with him, and that's just another story. But so And then I got a tattoo of his name. So whatever. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, so I left. I had to leave by Christmas, well, before Christmas time. So I don't run into him in any way, because he was a major part of my life of abuse and all that, and I refuse to be around him. So but my mother continues to play stupid and create this fake reality that never happened, that I just don't like him for some reason, and he never did anything to me. And so, she says that in front of my brother and sisters that were too young, but I know that they were young enough to know some things that he's done to me specifically. So I don't know, but they don't say anything. So anyway, I left in December. So then when I came to New York, which I don't want to do because I have a car, and at first I didn't even know how to parallel park, so I had to learn. And I learned the hard way, because a lot of times I would park in spots I wasn't supposed to park, so I got tickets and it just piled up, like in the past year or so, and it just came out to be a lot of money because I didn't understand the process of what they were doing. At first they had a freeze that they weren't charging any interest on the tickets, and now, when they lifted that off, all of my tickets that I had kind of frozen gained a whole lot of interest every month. It collected $10 each ticket, and it was just insane amount of money it turned out to be. And then once your ticket goes into a judgment, then you gotta pay it right away or your car gets towed and we're booted. And they actually do that here, because I've seen it. And then you gotta pay for that, plus the whatever fees on top of that, plus your tickets. So I don't want ever that to happen to me, because I only have my car left. So what happened is, I realized that once you get a ticket, if you don't pay it right away, it gains interest every month, about $10 each ticket. And it goes up to, let's say, 6 months. They give you 6 months to pay it, and then by the end of the 6 months, your ticket that, let's say, was $60 is now $120. But lucky you, if you didn't pay it, it goes into judgment, so you're gonna have to pay that judgment amount of $120 for a $60 ticket. And if you don't, it just sits there, and then if you get more tickets, then the same process happens again after 6 months. It goes up to like $120, depending on how much the ticket was originally, and then it goes into judgment. So thank God I figured out there's an app for that, where I could keep track of all my tickets even before the paper bill comes in. I have it right away on my phone, thank God. And what happened was I accumulated quite a bit of tickets, and I did call and ask them about it, and they told me, one lady that was very nice, she did tell me, because I was very worried about it, I didn't understand the process or if I could make payments and all that, and she says, as long as once your ticket becomes goes into a judgment, then you could have it in judgment, but it can't reach $350 amount. Once it reaches $350, any tickets that are sitting in judgment, then they come and take your car and whatever. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she's like, just don't let it accumulate to $350 and you'll be okay. And that's what I'm going by now, because I just looked again and they put my remaining 2 tickets into judgment when I just made a payment a few days ago on another ticket that was in judgment. So it's like, wow, what the hell, all at once. And I just got these tickets not a few months ago, about 6 months ago is the time period they allow you to pay it, basically. So it was like a 6 month. I had 3 tickets within the same month because where I was at, there was no parking. It was like I couldn't find parking, and where I did find parking, I didn't realize there were certain rules, like because I don't have a license in New York, and it doesn't matter because they don't care. And one ticket I got for speeding down a block, and they took a video of it. Like I didn't get pulled over for speeding. It was the camera that caught me. That's how high tech it is in New York City. So okay, so I got rid of that one. And so that's how the process works, and I had to learn the hard way because no one tells me that, and I find out on my own. And so unfortunately, all my money for really this month is gone because I paid back-to-back tickets just to make sure my the amount that's in my judgment. Right now I have 3 tickets in judgment, which I had only 1 yesterday. So so now I had to shell out some more money, which I don't have. And well, I thank God I had it, but I don't really have it because then I don't have money for food or gas or other things that I need. So but it's important I paid it, because if I didn't, it's over the 350 limit. They would have taken my car. Who knows when? They don't tell you when. They just warn you. They give you a warning in the mail and all, but they're not going to tell you when they're going to come take your car. I mean, could be any day now. So every day I make sure I check my app to make sure, I paid down the amounts and stuff. But it's got me very stressed out because the amount that I paid in just this month, or just this week, well, we're already at the start of the month, but in just this week I paid $300 towards tickets that were originally $60. So of course I should have paid the ticket right away when I got them, but at the time when I did get the tickets, there was like a freeze on interest. Like the ticket will stay frozen the way that it is, like $60, and gain no interest. So I was counting on that, but I was not really thinking about it. I was just checking every day to make sure, none of my tickets go into judgment and it's over 350. So, but then once they lifted that, it's been like one after the other after the other. It's just bombarding me with all these fees, and all at once is really fucked up. But that's the way they're doing it. So I'm really depressed because I was counting on spending that money on something else, productive, especially for my kids, and I can't even do it. And it's sad. I don't want to disappoint my kids anymore in ways, because I always tell them, like, I don't have the money out this month, I'll have the money next month, and then it's just like it never works out that way, because I always get fucked over somehow, or I get a new ticket, or my car needs a repair, or I gotta pay insurance. Last month I paid my insurance in advance, my 6-month insurance, which I have to pay in advance for some reason. And what else? I needed an oil change. My tire was blown out. Well, actually it didn't really blow out. The good thing is, when I went to the place to get my tire, to get a whole new tire, I was going to get a whole new tire. That was not the next month. It was the month before. And I told them, I don't know, the tire blew out, but then he was looking at my tires like, oh, I could patch this up for you, and it's cheaper. And so I was like, okay, let me do it that way, because it wasn't that bad apparently. And so I saved money, thank God for that mechanic guy. Was being honest, which they barely are, right? So and then also I realized when I went to go get my oil changed, I usually get it. I don't get it in New York because I don't want. There's a lot of scamming. Like the only reason I went from my tires because I had no choice. I couldn't go back to New Jersey at the time to get it fixed. So, but when I was in New Jersey at the time, I was doing my oil change because I had to pay my insurance because that's my. I have a New Jersey license, so I couldn't. There's no other way. I had to go. So I got my oil change there, and then I realized that I was paying more money for the oil change every month. Well, now I realized it, but a lot of times I was paying an oil change and it was just a insane amount of money, like over $100. And at first I didn't know what the fuck, because I had a car and I had no man to help me with shit. And obviously these feminist people, they think they could do everything with their car and don't need a man. But I really would appreciate a man knowing about cars instead of me having to read up on everything on my own. And that's fine because I know a lot about my car now. But I was scammed a lot of times in the beginning when I first got the car for money I didn't need to spend, extra I didn't need to spend. So I figured that out. And I have anxiety now. Okay, so anyway, all my money goes basically every month. It's just like, it's a new month, let's charge her this, let's charge for this, let's do this, and then just like certain events happen, I'm like, why is this happening now? I can't afford this. And it just does. And it's every month the same shit. Every month I can't get ahead. Every month I can't save. Every month is like, it's like an evil curse on me, and I don't know. But I am trying my best to keep it together because it's very hard. And I don't see my kids, so because of this person that I deal with. Okay, so I look on my app today and I'm thinking, I got everything else okay. I got one judgment ticket. I'm fine. It's way below the limit. And I'm looking and I see all my tickets in judgment now. All at once again. So, instead of one ticket yesterday, today I have 3 in the judgment. I was like, oh, fucking shit. And it went over the amount that I'm allowed. So, lucky I looked because I have to bring that amount down or they will take my car or they will tow it or whatever the fuck they do in New York City here. When really it's very hard not to get a ticket because there's so many restrictions and there's little room to even park anymore, especially now with all the construction. They block the whole street. Like if you see this, that whole block, you can't park. Before you could park on that block fine, and you can't now. Also we have these fucking random bike things that these stupid environmentalist idiots have to have these bikes now. And so the bikes take up the whole fucking half of the parking on this block here. So you used to have parking there, but there's bikes. Or, in most of the streets here in New York City, in this fucking borough here. That they're destroying this is my borough originally. This wasn't theirs. But they're fucking around so much that it's causing chaos. It's like, look, I'm not getting rid of my car. I don't give a fuck what their plans are. That they don't want cars and everyone gotta take transportation. Go fuck yourself. Because my whole life I had to take transportation. That ain't fun. That is not fun. That's not fucking enjoyable. I don't know what these people think they're doing here. But it's ridiculous. They don't know what it's like to live in an urban environment. And it's not something that should be celebrated or fucking admired. You're supposed to help so it's an easier life, not a harder life for people. So first of all, I'm getting rid of my car, put a whole shit ton of money into it There's no way in hell you're gonna convince me to get rid of my car. I don't give a fuck about your stupid environmentalist, whatever the fuck you're fighting for. It's ridiculous. And that doesn't work. It's not gonna reverse anything. So stop fucking thinking you're so high and mighty trying to save the fucking planet my fucking ass. So that's what they're trying to do, get rid of all the cars and make it difficult to own a vehicle. And it's really bad, and I'm just it's stressing me out because and every week I have to change where my car is parked and all that. And so right now, at least I don't have to be in a job where, you know, I could schedule my time around when I could park my car and come back around and then repark it so I don't get a ticket. But you know, that's stressing me out, and it's just, today I had a fucked up day as it is, and then I find that I gotta pay more money to the tickets that I own. It's just like, wow, I don't have extra money now to go, you know, to give my kids or to do much. So I'm sick of it. I don't want to move here. I don't want to permanently stay here at all. I'm not interested in all that shit that they're trying to do, and I'm just trying to get back to if anything, I will stay in New Jersey, because, you know, I'd rather live there, stay there, because basically I was living there for a long time. But the only issue with that is my kids being in a different state. But then again, my daughter is graduating this year, so I don't know exactly. I might not go there at all. But it bothers me because I tell my son I'm gonna go see him, and in reality I can't afford the trip. I can't afford staying somewhere because the father is a piece of shit and evil, and he won't even let me stay at his house for a week or something just so I could see my kids. And he makes all kinds of excuses. So I was just gonna go and see how it goes for me. I will have to stay in my car. If just so I could see them, I would stay in my car for whatever couple of days. But then again, you know, that's not really allowed anyway, so I really don't know the rules about that. And but I have to like rethink my whole plans now, because all these things keep popping up every month. Plus next month I have a court date that I must be here for, and well, it's in New Jersey. I have to go back there and go to the court date, and then I know somehow some other problem's gonna come up soon because of the child support issue I have with my ex. But again, I don't want to jump the gun. Another court date I know I could see in my future, but the only good thing is that the child support that I pay is gonna drop, because my daughter is of age that I don't need to pay child support, but I do have to pay for my son. But I'm still trying to work on getting my son back. So, you know, he doesn't even want to be with his father at all. And that's a problem that I keep thinking up in my head. How the fuck am I gonna get my kids back? I don't know. But again, the reason why I lost them is not the reason anyone wants to claim or think, because I don't do drugs and I'm not a bad mother. And again, you can watch all my other videos on what happened to me. What happened to me during the coronavirus is when I had my divorce. So I just don't even want to talk about it now because I'm getting very anxious and I need something to eat. So that's all I wanted to say before I forget, because I'm extremely upset over all of this going on. And really, it's because you know, the money that I'm planning to use for certain things usually gets taken away immediately every month by some fucking problem. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say right now, and I hope people watch this channel. I will try to get better at doing the videos, or figure out some other way to do them better. I'm gonna try to get myself a better phone if well, of course I don't have the money now to do it, but I'm gonna try to get myself a better phone, like an iPhone, one of the newer ones, because I really need better way of editing my videos and stuff like that. So I don't know, you could help me by subscribing and commenting to encourage me to make the videos. I really do appreciate everybody who does that. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great day. Bye.